Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior video blog. Forgive me, I'm a little confused today. The hardest part about doing these video blogs is not rambling on for a couple of minutes and killing a couple of minutes of your time. But it's the confusion in my mind about whether I've talked about the topic before on the Road Warrior, or whether I talked about it on my podcast, The Mason Minute, or whether I've just talked about it in general. I try to keep notes. I have every episode and what their title was and kind of not a synopsis, if you will, of the Road Warriors, but going through 150 notes to see if you've actually approached the subject before, it's just getting kind of tough. And I think that's what happens when you're over 1,900 episodes into my podcast, and that's the hardest part, is telling somebody, I don't know if there are 1,900 subjects in the world to talk about, or talking about the same subject 1,900 different ways. You start repeating yourself over the course of time. And while it's always driven me crazy, and I know I've repeated myself in the Road Warrior a couple of times, at this point it's like, are you really going back and looking at all my old videos? I know we're 150, 160 episodes in, or whatever the number is. Again, I don't even keep that close to track anymore. The actual number doesn't matter. But is it realistic for me to believe you're going back and looking at our Road Warriors from, 2011? Yeah, I know that's not the case. So I guess it's okay to repeat things. And if it's not, there aren't enough people who are going to go, oh yeah, you probably talked about that in episode 16. I don't know if that's the case. And I think, too, the funniest part about all that confusion is, even if I talked about something in a Road Warrior or my podcast 5 years ago, while I'm the same person, my feelings may have changed a little bit. I noticed something recently. I did one of my podcasts where I was talking about a subject. I don't even remember what the subject was now, but I'd done the subject early on in probably the first 100, 150 episodes, and I just happened to go back and be listening to it and realize that while the topic hadn't changed, I'd kind of mellowed as to what I was thinking about. I'd kind of mellowed as to how I thought about it. So I guess maybe in doing it week in, week out, as case the Road Warrior, or day in, day out, as case the Mason Minute podcast, I guess it is okay to repeat yourself as long as there's some adjustment. Since there is no script, you never know what you're going to get. I could be in a different colored t-shirt. I could have been in a black t-shirt that day, or a gray t-shirt, or green, or maroon, and really it's a t-shirt, isn't it? Or probably I was in a white t-shirt, because I seem to be in a white t-shirt a lot of the time. Or the hair could have been a little bit more spiky because I didn't need a haircut, or I needed a haircut, or I know, it doesn't matter. The confusion is real, folks, and I just fear the confusion getting worse as I get older. I think that's something we all worry about. No confusion, though. I will be back next week with another Road Warrior. kevinmason.us is our main website. That's where you can find every episode. Of course, now if you find them on Facebook, if you're watching right now on Facebook, back right here again next week on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube where we load them up, don't worry, they're going to be up on YouTube as well, too. So, again, I'm not going to go through and tell you where to find me on YouTube and Facebook. I'm tired of doing that. I've done that for darn near 100 episodes. Wherever you found us today, please find us again next week, because we will be there. How about that? That's an easy way to say it. Back next week with another Road Warrior. Thanks so much.